You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Aero&Auto Podcast, Episode 2. I'm your host, Justin, joined by my co-host, Michael. Say hi, Michael.
What's up, guys?
We're back, whether you like it or not. We got a lot to talk about today. Got anything to add? You want to say hi to the people, Mike?
No, because I'm not personable. Just kidding. What's up, guys? Hope you all survived another week of 2020. It's getting pretty crazy out there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we almost got blown away like Kansas and Illinois here. Tornado Valley or Central or whatever they call it. Tornado Alley.
Yeah, I think there are 10 tornadoes, which is ridiculous considering we might get one a year in this area.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, my fence came down. A whole lot of stuff happened. Everybody's out of power, so that's why you're not watching it. We're sorry, but get your power back on. Call ComEd. Let them know.
On a complete side note, if you have a generator still sitting in your garage, probably scalp that on Facebook and get double what you paid for it right now.
Right. Make sure it runs, though, because it might have 5-year-old fuel in it and all your lines are rotted out from the ethanol. But, that's just 2020. But
there's no fuel filter left.
Yeah. Well, speaking of 2020, everyone read the title. You know what we're talking about today. Should you be a tech in 2020? Let's find out. Actually, I don't know. We're probably not going to give you an answer, but we're going to talk about it. And hopefully you can decide your answer from some of our guidance. So, I think short answer, you're not supposed to start with your answer, right? You're supposed to go into it, but I failed English class and speech class and all that stuff. I would say, yeah. Go ahead. Be a tech in 2020. Coronavirus.
Absolutely.
Coronavirus isn't stopping much. I mean, actually, I can't say that because
it's stopping a whole lot.
Right. My tool guy my Snap-on guy was saying that he did a route in Chicago when this thing started. He's like, half the guys he went to, the shops are going to go under. But, we've been busy, so we haven't really seen a big lull lately. Everyone had the lull when you got sent home or whatever it was, the quarantine garbage. But yeah, no, we've been busy. So yeah, the industry's pretty crazy right now. You aero guys, you airplane fixer-uppers have it a little tougher because
we're on a roller coaster ride right now. And
I
we're
know.
going down fast.
Because it's like the things that you fix are the ones that spread the disease the most. So everyone's like, oh no, I can't fly on an airplane. So if nobody's flying airplanes, then it's hard to fix them. But
Which is false, because I mean, cabin air is ridiculously safe. It's all recirculated. The numbers I could find on a 737, about 10% gets ejected through the outflow valve back into the atmosphere, right? The other 90% gets recirculated and passes through these massive like HEPA filters, which are by far better than anything you have in your house or your car, guaranteed.
right, yeah. I mean, nothing can be worse than a CarQuest cabin filter. I mean, that thing probably wouldn't even filter coffee.
I don't know. I thought they were made by Wix, but that's a totally other episode.
They seem so cheap, but
I don't know. I'd be worried about the Fram ones personally.
yeah. Well, we're not talking about Fram. We're talking about airplane cabin filters. Yeah. So you've got a bunch of stuff compiled from what I hear. So why don't you tell the people about the aero industry in 2020, because it seems to be a lot more complicated than us automotive guys. So why don't you learn us all some knowledge here, as they would say in the South.
All right, let me use my thinking here parts. So first up, airlines are parking planes, big planes, little planes, pretty much anything they don't need right now because the seats are so empty. So for all us AV geeks out there, is this the end of 4-engine jets? Are we not going to see a 747 out of my flying over our houses anymore? It's kind of a yes and no. I mean, take the A340 example, it was kind of outdated when it rolled off, because Boeing came out with the 777 in 94. I think the 340 came out in 89. So 5 years later, it was kind of already outdated because, with the 777, it was ETOPS certified. And so we really didn't need these 4-engine transoceanic airliners anymore. So the A340 should have been parked a long time ago, in my opinion. And we're seeing Lufthansa, who else operates, Virgin Atlantic, which I believe just filed for bankruptcy this week. So they'll be able to get
I've
that
never
bankruptcy
even heard
protection.
of Virgin Atlantic, but
yeah, it's
I'm a little green to the airline stuff.
So yeah, I don't think we'll see the 340s flying around much longer, which is fine because they climb like a fat pig anyways. Another 4-engine jet that we shouldn't see is the super jumbo A380. So it burns fuel. The airports it can land at are far and few in between because the maximum ramp weight of the aircraft is just so heavy. The concrete needs to be reinforced. It burns a lot of fuel, 4 engines, twice as much maintenance. And I think the only airlines we're going to see operate them are the Middle Eastern airlines who, aren't state funded, but in a way they are. No, we can't prove it, but they pretty much get their oil at cost. So I think that's the only airline we're going to see keep the A380 is Emirates. And I can't remember. I think Etihad operates them as well. So they might stick around for a couple more years. But, Air France, Lufthansa, Asiana, South Korea, I think they're all going to be parking those A380s in the desert. So what comes next for them? Can they be used as a cargo liner? The problem with the A380 is the second, or I guess it would be third deck technically, is not really reinforced to carry cargo. So you could only put light, small packages on that high upper deck. I think the second problem with that design is the cockpit is on the second deck, the main passenger deck. Unlike the 747 that can have a retractable or rising nose to have cargo loaded in and out. The A380, I don't think we'll be able to have that engineering capability just because of the way the cockpit and all the flight instruments and flight computers are placed. So I think we will see the A380 become a thing of the past within the next 3 years. Really, the only 4-engine plane I can ever see sticking around is the 747 for cargo use because of the range, the weight, which is another thing. The A380 can't operate at a full cargo load. It would just be too heavy to take off. It would be way above its maximum takeoff weight. The 747 can carry a full cargo load and still get off the ground. So there's that. So yeah, I think the 4-engine airliner will be slowly coming a thing of the past, especially with like all these new ETOPS certifications. The A350 I think is rated for ETOPS 370, which if you're confused what ETOPS is, it's basically like extended twin operations. So when it's rated at 370, it means the aircraft can fly 370 minutes single engine flying time from any serviceable airport. So if you want to read more about that, there's plenty of good articles that explain it a little better than I'll be able to.
Yeah.
So we already talked about cabin air safe. Absolutely. I'd be more worried about getting crabs off the toilet seat at O'Hare than I would getting Corona on Southwest.
Yeah. Well, and all the airlines now are making people mask up.
Yeah, wear
stuff.
masks, you know. That's always a good thing.
Well, side note, I just heard a family was kicked off of an airline because their autistic 3-year-old couldn't keep a mask on their face. You know, I get the airlines.
I'm not sure if that's the right call there.
I get the airlines have their policies. I think that I don't know what airline it was. One of the big American ones. I only know like Southwest.
We'll blame United. We don't like United here.
Yeah,
just kidding.
It might have been, but yeah, I think it's nuts. Their statement was, it was like, we stay firm on our policies. It's like, all right, well, you know,
well that's some people disorder with sensory issue, you know.
Right? Yeah, it's like some people are in a little different situation. So if you're just gonna kick them off the airplane, I mean, maybe you guys shouldn't be flying in the first place. But
all right. But let me get back to answering the main focus. Should you be an aviation technician in 2020? My answer is absolutely. Even though it's a bad time and, you know, the sign-on bonuses that everyone was telling us that are going to be there and how we're going to come into all this money and get on with the regionals right away. Yeah, that kind of hurt the pocketbooks a little, and I can understand how that could be a turnoff, you know, but keep in mind that a lot of these mainline aviation maintenance technicians, average age is in the mid-50s. So within 7 years, these guys are going to be retired. And all those third and second shift guys are going to get bumped up to day shift and seniority list. So they have to fill those night shift positions real quick. So the jobs, I think, will be there. They're not going to be there probably within next year,
right?
Two, you know. So we might have to look at general aviation and, you know, just small FBOs, you know, just to pay off student loans and get some money in the bank. But I think these mainline jobs will come around. I think Corona is going to hurt the regionals way more. You know, we've seen this with GoJet, Air Wisconsin, ExpressJet, you know, because these guys get paid a flat rate by United, by American, by Delta to operate these less popular routes, like from Dallas to Flint, Michigan. I'm not sure if anyone even flies that route, but that's just a hypothetical.
You can fly to Flint, Michigan? There's an airport in Flint?
Yeah, it's got like 2 jet bridges, dude. Smallest airport.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's got an airport.
Well, you can't drink the water at the airport.
Yeah, right? Make sure you buy a couple of those Fiji water bottles. before you catch your connecting flight.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we'll see it hurt the regionals more. I think they're going to stay around just because it's such a niche to fill, and really they probably make up more than half of the United States passenger total.
Yeah.
On these small flights,
Yeah.
because they really are what I don't know, what's the proper grammar? The regional airlines make the aviation industry work, and that's why these larger airlines are able to operate.
Yeah, they're the driving force behind it all.
Yeah, they're really the bread and butter. They'll get you guys to the hubs to catch the main lines.
Right.
So I think the larger ones like SkyWest, Republic,
Right.
will stick around. We'll see if they get absorbed by larger airlines and operated as an independent company.
Yeah.
But the jobs will be there. I think it's a great career to go down. The money's there.
I'm sure the benefits are there too.
I guess really the only drawback is, will you be able to work in 110 degrees, minus 20 degrees with wind chill? So if you're a mechanic in the Midwest, I think we're set up great for this because we can work in anything.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just from the Midwest, you can do a lot of things. Chicago doesn't count. Chicago's not the Midwest. People from Chicago are horrible. But, like, if you're true, like, Midwestern, like, I don't even know. Like, anywhere but the Chicago suburbs and Chicago, you're probably built for working on stuff. Well, so guys, kids in school right now, or I guess they're not kids. You're not really a kid, but people in school for automotive, or I'm sorry, for airplanes, aerospace, aeronautics,
aviation, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, there we go. Aviation. That's the word I was looking for. When they graduate, are the big airlines their only option? Do they have other options? Can they work for smaller, like propeller plane shops?
Absolutely.
Do those exist?
The rich will stay rich and continue flying. So someone's going to have to fix those airplanes.
Right.
Working on a 150 isn't as glamorous as working on a 7.3, but it needs to be done, and the jobs will be there. And quite honestly, I think it makes you a better mechanic working on those smaller airplanes, because it tests your troubleshooting ability. Some guys at American, they might just do engine changes, 10 hours a day every week, whereas working a little FBO on these little Cessnas, you might do assembly and rigging one day on a elevator, next day you're going to have to troubleshoot landing light. Why is that circuit not working?
Yeah.
So you keep all your skills sharp that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing airlines don't realize, is how sharp your skill set is, even if you don't have any jet experience.
Yeah. Well, it's like, even I sent you that toolbox tour, the one aviation guy, and they were working on helicopters. It was like a little small hangar shop thing that his family ran, and they fixed helicopters. So it's like,
oh yeah,
the big jumbo jets aren't the only option for everyone.
No, you got cargo. Maybe you'll just work in a repair shop rebuilding instruments. You still need an airframe and power plant. Well, mainly an airframe license, but power plant is always a good thing to have, and it's only like an extra semester.
Right.
So definitely get both licenses. But I know a guy who works in San Francisco. All he does is make wiring bundles to replace worn ones on a 757. He works for United.
Yeah.
Works in air conditioning all day. You don't really realize those jobs are there.
Right.
But someone has to do it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's a totally safe industry. It goes up and down with the economy, probably more so than most other industries, but overall, it will provide you with a good quality of life.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, so it's a little different for us auto guys. Like, And I mean, let's outline a second why it's different. Like pretty much everyone can go out and buy a car, right? Personal, like it's privately owned vehicle, and they need them fixed. Where the airline industry, you can't just go and buy a 747 and fly it to China whenever you feel like it. There's companies that have to invest that capital in getting those airplanes. So it's different in the aspect that it's a little more determined by the market and what's going on, because it's big corporations that own the transportation vehicles that you're working on, where like you can go out and buy a Toyota Camry tomorrow, and then it needs to be serviced. I mean, there's probably 100 times as the amount of vehicles on the road than there are planes in the sky probably ever made. So that, I mean, it's true. Like,
I could probably. I would believe that statistic if I just saw it randomly.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's not true. I don't know what that is, but I mean, I would speculate that there's probably more vehicles on the road today than there have been planes like built ever, or pretty close to, at least. Like, so yeah, I mean, that's why the automotive industry is a little different, because people got to get places, virus or not, economy or not, they got to go somewhere. Now, if the economy sucks and no one's got a job, then no one can afford gas and no one has to go anywhere. But I mean, there's still plenty of people on the road moving around. Freight's got to move for the businesses that are working, unless like the entire world just completely shuts down. Cars will not stop being on the road. So yeah, I mean, not just 2020. It's always a good time to get into the auto industry. And I think the biggest thing and the biggest like shock to me when I started working, I've been in a professional shop now for like 4 months. No, yeah, probably almost 4 months, I think. And when I started, there is a huge age gap between like technicians, just in our shop in general. Everyone was within like 5 to 8, maybe 10 years of retiring. So it's like all of a sudden, all these guys are gonna disappear, and there's gonna be no techs left because they're all retired. I'm literally like the only guy in there that's under 30 years old, which is nuts to me. I mean, it might be a little different at like some dealerships, but still, I mean, you got to think like these dealerships aren't hiring people because they've got all these 40 plus, 50 plus guys that are about ready to retire. But that's what's really killing it for a lot of young guys, is that nobody's ready to quit and nobody wants to hire young guns because they're not as experienced as these guys, and it's just a whole mess. So it's a little tough to find places if you don't have that like good base experience. I was lucky, and I got in without any like real true professional experience. I'm not doing anything like big hardcore. I'm basically just like a express lane lube tech. Like that's what the dealers would be. But you got to know too, shops and dealerships are not the only place you have to work if you get if you graduate from automotive. If you like the UTI, if you get a degree from UTI, you go to your local community college and get a automotive service certificate thing. You don't got to go to a dealer. You don't got to go to a private shop. There's plenty of things you can do. You can go work for like a Freightliner company. Go be a diesel tech. You can go work for like Cummins or something. I know there's a place out by us where we live. It's it's Cummins. It's just like a Cummins shop, and that's where all these like big company like Waste Management. My dad works for Waste Management, and he said whenever they have engine issues, their mechanics don't work on the engines. They pull them out and they ship them to Cummins, and then these guys at Cummins, all they do all day is work on engines. That's it. You don't have to do any stupid control arms. You don't have to bust ball joints, rusty ball joints out and break your back getting brake rotors off. You sit and work on an engine stand. I mean, sure, it's a little tough sometimes because diesel engines can get pretty big, but still, like, you don't have to deal with all that like goofy like dash work stuff. Like you just do the engines, which is cool. And then I mean, there you can go work at a transmission shop and just rebuild transmissions all day.
That's a skill.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. Like, there's a guy on YouTube, I forget what they're called. I don't remember what their channel name is, but he's got a bunch of like transmission rebuild videos. And I mean, talk about like tedious, if you're into that type of stuff, like same thing with like engine building. Like if you're into like tedious, like
very detailed work,
right,
and are good at it.
Right. Yeah. If that's something that you're into, like you enjoy, definitely look into something like that. If you just want to bust nuts and turn wrenches, go work for a dealership or an independent shop. A lot of times you're going to be just normal maintenance. I think we do like 50% of the stuff that comes into our shop is like brake jobs. Then like the other 50% is oil changes and like maybe some suspension work. It's like, if you go and work at a dealership or an independent shop and you want to work on engines, you're really not going to the place that you want to be working at, because most of those shops don't even work on engines. They do the same thing that like I was just saying, Waste Management does. They pull the engine out and they ship it off to somebody. So go find a shop that works on engines, or go work for a machine shop and you can rebuild heads and do well, I guess you got to be a machinist to machine out engine blocks. But I mean, still, I think a lot of machine shops will do like valve trains, like heads and stuff.
Yeah, there's a shop not too far from me that does custom drive shafts, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, stuff like that. Like, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. You're not restricted to, hey, I got a automotive certificate. I just got to go rotate tires all day at a whatever. You do body work too. I mean,
yeah, I was about to say that. I mean,
I would hate that. I don't ever want to do body work, but you could definitely do body work.
There's a lot of money in that, and if you are good at painting and detail oriented,
right,
you can make a lot of money.
Right, and I mean, you're still busting fasteners and turning wrenches because all them body panels are like the big time stuff. That's all still held in by like fasteners, so you can get your cool toolboxes and everything and go still be like a body shop guy. But yeah, and I mean, a lot of those jobs too, like if you're gonna go work for Cummins and rebuild Cummins, Cummins don't really change that. I mean, I should just say Cummins. Like a lot of times engines are like pretty similar throughout their like iterations, so your tooling doesn't have to be that outrageously expensive. Like you'll know what sockets you need. You don't have to go and buy a 15. I mean, you would probably start off with a nice full set, but I mean, still, like you know what you're gonna need. You don't have to go and buy like wackadoodle tools and spend all this outrageous money just to do like 2 or 3 jobs every once in a while. Like, you know what you need, you know what you got to use. You'll start to learn all the specs. You'll get really what's the word? You'll get very
proficient.
Yeah, proficient at what you're doing. So if that's something you're interested in, you can always go do that. But yeah, 2020 doesn't matter. Go be an auto tech. Enjoy it. Have fun. Fix cars. Bust nuts. Don't bust a nut, but
maybe later.
Right. Maybe you see a cool compound turbo Cummins, makes 1,200 horsepower, then yeah, maybe. But
so yes, you should go into the mechanical arts.
Yeah. I mean I'll preach a little bit about just like the trades in general. Like the trades are dying.
Yeah, and
the millennials.
They're gonna need to do something about that.
Yeah, it's like the millennials and the what's the one after that? The Gen Z or whatever. It's like, well, Gen Z, they just all want to be like social media stars. Nobody even wants to like aspire to anything. At least millennials were like, I want to go to college and at least aspire to do something. All these Gen Zers are like, I'm going to get famous on TikTok and I'm going to move into a $250 billion mansion in the Hollywood Hills.
Here in my garage in the Hollywood Hills.
Right. I know. Shout out to Ty Lopez. Yeah, it's like the Gen Zs are going to be like the downfall of humanity. I'm sorry, guys. If you're like a 15-year-old and you're like, yo, I'm going to get famous on TikTok and make a lot of money. And like,
yeah, just wait. When I was 15, I thought I'd be flying F-22s by now.
But yeah, like the millennials.
I think we're just as bad.
Right. I mean, we were at like the end of like the millennial getting into Gen Z because we're like right on that cusp. We're the 90s babies. But they were like, you got to go to college. You got to be smart. You got to get a degree. You got to go sit in an office all day. It's like, yeah, well, you need people to build offices and you need people to fix your cars to get to your office and you need people to fix your airplanes so that you can go to China and make multi-million-dollar business deals. So you don't have to go and get a degree and sit in an office and waste 4 years of your life. I mean, I'm sure college is fun, you know, because most people just like waste their time. But still, like, we need guys. We need concrete cutters. We need concrete busters. We need bricklayers. We need masons. We need steel workers. And
electricians, elevator repair shafts.
Yeah, like,
do you realize how many elevators there are in the world?
A lot.
That is a great union to get into if you're not 100% sold on Aero or Auto. Check that out.
Right, like pipe fitters and
HVAC.
Right, laborers, just general labor. There's all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, even if Aero and Auto are not for you, go join a trade. I mean, a lot of times the unions will take care of you too. A lot of these jobs are union. They will take care of you. Trust me. I was raised by a union working man. Go be a garbage truck driver. Garbage is never going to go away, and you just drive around all day. It's not glorious. You might not like love your job, but you're going to get paid well, and you're going to be taken care of. And we need people to do that. You can make a career out of it too. It's like you don't have to go work on Wall Street, or you don't have to go work in marketing or be a tech designer, writer. There's all kinds of stuff you can do.
Yeah, and just remember, it's more than just the paycheck that you have to think about. You know, you got to think about retirement, quality of life, insurance. You know, you might be 16, not even thinking about insurance. Yeah, you're going to want good vision insurance because by the time you're 30, you're probably going to need glasses, especially if you're working with little nuts and electrical components like we are.
Right. Same with like retirement. Like all you 18-year-old, 22-year-old, all you young guys in the union, when your union votes on like retirement pay, and there's a bunch of old guys in the union, just vote yes to up it because they all need that retirement fund. I know you don't care about retirement right now because you're all 22, but it really screws the old guys over. And you'll be thanking yourself when you're 65 and ready to just sit and do nothing in your lazy boy and have a bunch of this nice retirement income come in. I hate it when these young guys are like, oh, I don't care about my retirement. Like, yes, you do. You will. You're going to screw yourself now. So all you guys in the union that aren't doing these aren't voting for your retirement pay and everything, just stop. Rethink your life.
And if you're not unionized, consider opening a Roth IRA or investments. You know, Delta was an all-time low a couple weeks ago. I picked up a couple shares. Personally, I think they're the best managed airline. But like I said, no, definitely look into retirement because it goes by fast.
Yeah, how did this turn into a podcast about financial advice?
I don't know. Do you want to talk about tools?
Yeah, let's talk about tools.
All right, let's talk about tools. That was a great transition. Good job there.
Yeah, well, let's talk about some cool tools. I got a cool video that we're going to show here real quick. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the good old Coon Trucking. If you're Justin Sturgis Trucking fans, you probably don't like him because he bags on him all the time. But I don't like Justin Sturgis Trucking, so fight me.
Whether you like Coon Trucking or not, I thought this was a pretty cool video.
Right. This is about the tool, not the man holding the tool. So let's take a look here. I gotta transition into it. Yeah.
You also have to restart it.
What?
Or, no, you're at your point.
I'm good.
The test, of course,
All
the original lug studs failed. So
this is the Mac
start with 200,
Impact Driver, Mac Tools.
And 210. And
Stanley Black & Decker.
We'll find out what it's got.
Guys,
200.8.
that's a nice torque wrench. You don't need a fancy electric torque wrench to start out. Work your way up to that point.
No, you don't. But if you're like me, you're going to get one anyway.
Absolutely. Because we're millennials. We like our debt.
Mm-hmm. Ready? 211.8. All right.
And these are cool. Of course, I did weld them.
Leave a comment if you think it's going to break it loose. It's a 1/4 inch
cool.
impact driver.
Nothing's hot. So.
Pause the video. Leave a comment.
Have to go up to 1/2 inch instead of the.
Go watch this video. I'll link it in the description when the.
And we've got a full.
I really like that full LED light they got. The DeWalt and Milwaukee don't have that.
Mac has a lot of cool tools. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on Mac.
Yeah.
There
we
it goes.
kind of sleep on them.
There it goes.
So it did what it was rated, so we'll go to 210.
If you're a Mac rep watching this, tell us how to get the student discount, because their customer service does not want to help us out.
Yeah,
I can't find any information on their website.
So, long story short, in the video, it doesn't break the 210. It just makes a bunch of noise for like 30 seconds. Yeah, see, it's still on there. So, we're going to talk about impact drivers real quick. And we're going to talk about one that I own personally. And I'm going to give you my review on it. Mike has one too. We'll talk about that one after. But
what's the difference between ours? Is it just the inch pounds?
in mine's the 1/4 inch anvil, and yours is the 1/4 inch.
Oh, yeah, the
impact.
driver, and you got the wrench.
Right,
okay.
Right. So, I have this N12 fuel. I like the Milwaukee M12 stuff, so let's just start with that. M12 fuel, 1/4 inch impact wrench. This is tool only, it doesn't matter. 2452-20. It says right here's the part number. This one is the kit, I think, this -22. That doesn't matter. It's sweet. I really like it. Here's the specs. I'll go down to them real quick. 12 volt, 5 3/4 inches. I don't know if that matters to people. This is something to remember though. 5-year limited warranty. I haven't fully read the warranty, but from what I hear, it's pretty good. And you get 5 years of it. And we'll look at other.
Remember to register your tool for the warranty.
Yeah,
because that could create issues later. But,
yeah.
All right, back to you, Justin.
So it claims 500 inch-pounds of torque. I'm pretty sure it's like 82 foot-pounds, or like 42. I don't know. It's not a lot.
You divide by 12.
Yeah, pretty much. And I don't want to do that in my head, and we're not going to do that right now because it doesn't matter. It's 500 inch-pounds. If you're breaking 1/4 inch stuff loose, this is totally fine. I think it's got a little more than this, just using it personally. Maybe we'll do a test.
Yeah, you got that nice. Well, we both have those nice 6-amp batteries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll post a video of us testing these out. See when, like that Coon Trucking video. We'll see what these actually got. But 0 to 2650 RPM. Yeah, no one really cares. Battery warranties 2 years. Whatever the rest of this stuff is. Battery system M12 cordless. Duh, it's cordless. It's got 3.7 average customer review. Great tool, but unusable. perfect for auto body technicians. Yeah, I would agree with that. It'd probably be pretty good for like just taking body panels off and everything. And,
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what I use it. I use it a lot for air boxes, air filter boxes, intake boxes, whatever you want to call them. Because they're always held in, like the GMs are all held in by like little like T10 Torx or whatever it is, T15. And then a lot of new cars have the underbody panels, and they never give you an opening for the oil drain or the oil filter, which is super frustrating. But I used to take most of those underbody panels off, unless it's like a Toyota and it's got them like big like front guards, so you can't get to the oil filter. I'll use the 3/8 on that.
Yeah, those are always fun, you know, and you end up rounding them off. I rounded off 3 of the 4 of my skid plate.
Yeah.
And I can show you later how I got them out.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's great for quarter-inch applications. I'm sure this guy down here, I'm not gonna read the review. You can pause and read it if you want. This guy who says it's unusable is probably using it for the wrong application. I got a guy that works with me. I'll show you the tool that he's got. It's the Matco, but he's like, dude, I use my quarter-inch impact driver all the time. He's like, it's like one of my favorite tools. And I hear that from like a lot, like Kuhn Trucking's got a video, or in a lot of his videos, he talks about the quarter-inch drive stuff, just not Milwaukee specifically, but whenever he does all the tool truck stuff, and whenever he sees like a quarter-inch impact on the tool truck, he's like, oh yeah, I love mine, yada yada yada. But yeah, I hear it from a lot of guys that really like their quarter-inch stuff. So thumbs up for this one. It's not 200 foot-pounds like the Mac Tools one, but it's still pretty sweet. And here, if you were looking for the price, $159.00, $159 on the dot from
The Home Depot.
Yeah, from Home Depot. That's where I ordered it from. I got it online. Good price. I mean, for
Check out Farm and Fleet too. Sometimes they're a little cheaper.
yeah, that's true. But if you're in our urban area, Farm and Fleet's pretty few and far between. This is the one. It's pretty close to the same thing as this one. It's just not the wrench. They literally, I think they're in the same housing, the same like body housing. If you look at them, it's just different heads. So I don't know why this one has more torque and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, it's got 100 foot-pounds.
This one's got 1,200 inch-pounds, 100 foot-pounds.
So that's the one I got. And you can take 4-wheel drive lug nuts off of it, no problem. Mine were torqued to 95. I double-checked before I tried busting them off. They're really nice. I can take cowlings and access panels off pretty easily and painlessly in the low power setting, so I don't strip them out. I don't really have a whole lot of negatives. I guess the forward reverse button could be a little more
I think that's
rigid.
a big complaint on the Milwaukee stuff is the selector button. But
yeah, that was really the biggest thing I noticed between my DeWalt one, because I have the DeWalt impact driver for home use too. I got the XR line that I got a couple Christmases ago. But really, I think that's the only thing that's better about the DeWalt. I really like the M12 line because they're smaller. I can get them into tighter areas. Their batteries are smaller.
Yeah.
And the overall weight of the tool is lighter if you're carrying that around all day.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I don't really need, like 400 foot-pounds of breakaway torque.
Right. No, I know. Especially in a quarter-inch.
Just in general, like...
Right. Look at the specs here real quick. It looks like, what did the other one say? It was 5 3/4. This one says it's, oops, we'll look at that in a second. This one says it's 6 inches long. You probably get the extra quarter-inch from the chuck at the end. Same thing, 5-year limited warranty, 1,200 inch-pounds of torque, so a little more. I don't know where the torque loss is on the impact wrench, but it's the same RPM too, under no load as it specifies. So yeah, check out Milwaukee Tools. I didn't check the price on this one. Let's look at.
I bought that one on Amazon. I might be able to tell you what I paid for it.
Apparently, it's not on.
I think that one's being clearanced out and being replaced by a different model that has the one key.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's not on Home Depot's website, but it's probably pretty close to this one. It's probably around the 150, 160 mark.
I don't think I paid that much for it. Let me check.
Let's see if I could see it on, but I can't. It's not on here.
Maybe I bought that. No, I think I got it at a Home Depot for $100 with a battery, a 3-amp battery, and a bag. Because they're doing their what is it? Something Days of Tools or whatever, Tool Days sale.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty much all summer.
Well, let's go up to the one that everyone is waiting for. The Snap-on. Because why would nobody want the Snap-on? Because it's Snap-on.
It's pretty snappy.
Right. Right off the bat, $198.95 just for the tool. So if you're part of if you've got the 14-4 system or line or whatever it's called already, then yeah, you don't got to worry about batteries or chargers. But I'm sure for 2 batteries and a charger, it's like $500 extra because it's Snap-on.
I can tell you, I think I have their page open.
Oh, nice. 70 foot-pounds of torque, which not bad.
70 pounds? That's pretty mid-range. I feel like that's pretty much everything you need in a quarter inch.
Yeah.
$429.95 MSRP
for
the tool, charger, and 2 batteries.
Oh, I wasn't terribly far off.
Let me see. Set members. It's a 2.5 amp hour battery.
Okay.
Which you can buy extra for $102.95. So our Milwaukee 6 amp hour batteries will last over twice as long.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty pricey though for the Milwaukee batteries. For the nice batteries, they're a little pricey, but nevertheless.
Yeah, sometimes you can get them on sale. Like a couple batteries and a charger bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so check that out if you're listening.
This one, it says built-in fuel gauge, twin LED, twin beam LED lights. Built-in brake prevents the anvil from spinning. I've messed around with some of the CT761s, which is like 3/8 14/4. I like the trigger on the Snap-on. You got to give them that. It's cool. It's like the lever action, and one way is forward, one way is reverse. So I think that's kind of cool. I think they look sharp. I'm not going to bag on this one too much, just because
all of Snap-on's tools and color options I think look good. Like I said, their marketing guys kill it over there.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's look at color options. So on the website, I think they're all back ordered, but on the website they have available high-vis green or high-vis yellow, green to specify it wasn't high-vis green, and then red to like the one that we were just looking at.
Yeah. Personally, I would always go with the high-vis, like I like to accessorize.
Yeah, if you can keep it clean. Because I mean,
but you're not going to keep it clean. Just get something you can see quick and easily.
Right. It's just going to get like nasty quicker than the rest of them. So I mean, at least try and keep it a little clean. Otherwise, it goes from high vis to like gray, because it just gets covered in nasty.
But it's still brighter than the red.
Yeah, the green is nice too. The green doesn't show as much dirt, I don't think.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But yeah, no, and black and red can't go wrong. It just looks sharp. They know what they're doing. But $198.95 for a tool only. Sure, I mean, buy it off your truck guy and pay $15 for like 6 months, and there you go. That's your tool. But make sure that's the only thing you get. Otherwise, you're gonna be paying $15 a week for a long time.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so that's your Snap-on one. It's cool.
What's the warranty on the battery? I should have looked at that.
I don't know. The warranty on the tool though is only 1 year, which, like I was saying, you gotta look at the different companies. You get 5 years from Milwaukee, and I'm pretty sure I literally just had it. I don't know where it went, but here,
Snap-on's
warranty,
website.
Snap-on Repair Center, 1 year from date of purchase, repair or calibrate on Snap-on Repair Center. So yeah, it's a 1 year from date of purchase warranty.
Now maybe your tool guy is cooler
Yeah,
and will warranty it. You know, that's just a case by case scenario.
right. And you got to remember too, if you buy it used, it's from the date it was purchased by the first person. If you go and buy it from someone, like if you're actually, I don't know, if you buy it used off the tool truck, I don't think it's got a warranty either. It might.
Yeah, I don't think warranties transfer.
Yeah, you might have to
Really,
see, but
they're not supposed to.
yeah. So 1 year warranty. So if you're gonna break it in the first year. Besides that, you're sore out of luck. Let's go to Matco then. This is the one I was talking about that one of my coworkers has. He's got it in that like gross Matco maroon color. That doesn't really matter. I just wanted to talk about how wretchedly awful it looks. 12
Now,
volt.
was the Snap-on one brushless? I feel like that's something we forgot to mention.
No, I don't. Snap-on is like just hopping on the brushless game, because I think they just came out with the brushless CT761. So like their 3/8 drive version of this. And that's like the big thing. And that's probably why this is a little cheaper, because if this was like Snap-on brushless technology, this would probably be like $250.
Yeah. So if you're working with an environment that has quite a few particulates, the Snap-on one might not be the best call.
Yeah. I don't think this Infinium is brushless either. I think the only ones on here, or no, the Mac is brushless.
Mac is brushless.
Yeah, give it to Mac. But the
fuel lines, most of the fuel lines are brushless.
Well, I think that's what the fuel is. Like if you have fuel, if any of the Milwaukee stuff says fuel on it, I'm pretty sure it's brushless. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but you're right. Majority of it, from what I know, fuel is brushless. So the big two, Snap-on and Matco, lacking here in their power tool game. I mean, I guess a lot of people aren't really using 1/4-inch impact drivers, but come on, gotta step it up. But here,
if you can afford it, it's a nice tool to have.
Yeah. 12-volt cordless Infinium 1/4-inch impact wrench, orange. It comes in I just had orange,
high vis, yellow.
Like high vis. This is
I hate that dark maroon color they offer.
That's what I was talking about.
Pointless,
It's nasty. I don't like it. Oh, here's the one that the guy at work has. This nasty like maroon color.
Burgundy.
Yeah. Side note, when you look at Matco tools, when you look at their part numbers, like on the ratchets, it'll say like G for green and stuff and R for red. It will say now I gotta go on this tangent, I'm sorry. But the color code or whatever, the color thing for the orange is like something else. And someone told me what it was, but I gotta remember what the digit is now. Oh shoot. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I like that blue ratchet.
But it only comes in the 15-inch, which everyone is kind of pissing about. Except I like my 15-inch Matco.
See, I don't know, man. I don't need that much leverage on a 3/8 drive.
Here, hand tools. I was hovering it. Come on.
Do you ever have an itch like inside your ear and like just confused by the inside of your ear itches?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. All right, where's their orange? BFR 188LFM. Yeah, was it M? Yeah, I think it was like mango or something.
Oh, is that what they call it?
That's what the M stands for. I couldn't remember what letter it was, but here, like LFR for red, or LFB for blue, and then LFG. But everyone's like, why is it LFM for? Because everyone thought it was just Matco's first one was orange, so they thought it was just M for Matco. But it's supposed to be M for like mango or something, or I forget. It's like a fruit, but I'm pretty sure it's mango. But whatever. Tangent.
I could go for a nice mango, with like a little chili powder on it.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Can we go back? Here we go. Okay, so back.
Maybe we should book a flight to Mexico on those all those empty seats.
Just for chili mango. Here, yeah. So 14.4. One of the smallest tools on the market, provides up to 60 foot-pounds of torque. So if I'm not mistaken, that is less than Snap-on, but I
still think that's a pretty sufficient amount.
Right, I believe it's small for the Snap-on, but 60, that might be what the fuel is, the Milwaukee, what this 500 inch-pounds is. I still haven't done the math on it. Whatever that is in foot-pounds. But here, specs.
I can tell you real quick.
You get a 2-year warranty. Length from the anvil to the back is 6.2 inches. So it is bigger than the Milwaukee by just like a teeny bit.
42 foot-pounds. Rounded.
Okay, so yeah. So I said 80 at first, and I corrected and said 40. So I wasn't wrong necessarily. So yeah, this does make a little bit more torque, which, I mean, totally fine. The 42 you just said that I have in the fuel, plenty. I mean, you probably won't even tell the difference when it's like that little. 2,400 foot-pounds RPM. Weight with batteries, 2 pounds. It's kind of nice.
What's the warranty on the tool?
It says 2 years. Doesn't tell
2
me
years?
Tell me anything else. So I'm thinking full warranty. But yeah, again, more better warranty than the Snap-on. Not as good as the Milwaukee.
I thought it was the same warranty as the Snap-on.
Nope, Snap-on's only a year.
On their tool or just the battery?
On their tool. I don't know what the battery is.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah, no, Snap-on's 1 year on the tool. Milwaukee's 5 years on the tool. This Matco one is 2 years on the tool. So you get a year better than the Snap-on. You get less torque than the Snap-on. But you also pay less. This is $188.95. So it's kind of getting up there. But yeah, not bad. It's got some color options too. Green, high vis, orange, like vomit, maroon, But here, let's get to the star of the show from that video. The Mac Tools. 12 volt max 1/4 inch drive brushless impact driver tool only. MCF 801 is the part number on here for y'all. This thing is nuts.
If you guys think it's just like DeWalt with extra steps, it's a little more high performance than that for sure.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that supposedly all of this material, the plastic housing and all this rubber and stuff, is chemical resistant. So it's not going to like break down under, supposedly not going to break down under like brake clean and trans fluid and diff fluid and engine oil and anything that a shop can throw at it. Basically, it's not supposed to break down as much. Where DeWalt don't have that technology. The batteries are made out of the same stuff too. DeWalt batteries are not. The tool will take DeWalt batteries though, which I think is cool. So if you have the DeWalt line already, then you can buy Mac tools and you don't have to buy batteries. You don't get like the high
You won't be
end.
on like 3 different systems.
Right. You don't get like the high end whatever Coolio battery thingy that they were talking about with the the material that it's made out of, but it's still, I mean, it's still cool. I think it's sweet. Let's look at the specs here. Well,
DeWalt's also expanding their 12-volt line a little better. I think they want to compete with Milwaukee, because I was at Lowe's the other day, and they had more options than they did a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I'm sure they're trying to catch back up. They should invest some money in their Craftsman line. Stanley Black and Decker.
We got to talk. I can't stand the Craftsman ratchets.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're starting out, yeah, they're fine. Use them for school. Because if someone swipes your $20 ratchet, they're fine. But I just do not like the ergonomics of the ratchet.
Not good. Thumbs down. But here, BL spec brushless motor delivers 200 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. It's got a 3-speed switch. So Mike was saying, you gotta be, it's truly, I mean, we watched the video, it'll break 200 foot-pounds of torque. And it's a 1/4-inch impact driver. So a lot of the applications you're gonna be using, you don't need 200 foot-pounds of torque. So you're just gonna be like shearing heads off of things.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to remove like 5 broken fasteners from your valve cover, be my guest.
Right. So it's got 3 speeds, it says, though. So, I mean, I guess you get a drop in RPM, which will probably drop your torque, but at least you can adjust it. It's got the quick change chuck 3-ring LED. We commented on how nice that is. I do like this stuff. That one cool Mac Tools like air impact has the removable light on it, and it's a cool ring like this. And yes, it's an air tool with a light that will go on when you pull the trigger, which is super cool too. Like I said, we gotta have a whole like Mac day, because I don't think people give Mac the credit that they should.
I gotta find myself a Mac distributor.
We got one at work. I'll give you his info, because I don't think we buy anything from him. The poor guy always looks so upset when he leaves. But oh well. He comes on Mondays, so stainless steel mesh vent for durability in automotive industrial environments. Cool. Fiberglass filled nylon housing for solvent. Oh, this is what I was talking about. R-spec glass filled nylon housing for solvent resistant durability. So that's like the chemical resistance it was talking about. Oh yeah, and here's the big thing too, is it weighs nothing. It weighs 1.7, 1.77 pounds. It literally weighs nothing. They say you hold it and it feels like you're holding air.
That's nuts.
And it's got 200 foot-pounds. So yeah, people might be sleeping on this thing. This is pretty sweet. It's also smaller than the Milwaukee. It's only 5.05 inches. So it's almost like a full inch smaller than the Milwaukee Hex impact driver. So that's cool.
That looks nice.
And it's $169.99. It's cheaper than the Snap-on.
I think that's only like $10 or $15 more than the DeWalt XR.
And I mean,
I'll check Farm and Fleet real quick, just out of curiosity.
Well, it's like, and that's what you're getting too. You're getting that little edge from the Mac Tool, so you're gonna pay a little more. But it's not like, oh, it's got Mac Tools badged on the side. Let's up at $50, up at $75. It's like, yeah, you don't need that. Here's the spec sheet. Shipped
$139 at your local Farm and Fleet for the DeWalt XR line. That's a DCF 887B.
Here's the RPM speeds, just for how we were saying. It's got 3 modes. 0 to 950 in mode 1, 0 to 1950 in mode 2, and 0 to 2850 in mode 3. That's when you're going to get your full 200. Impact, type driver, warranty code.
I almost want to see if I can trade in my DeWalt on the truck and get that.
Yeah, B1. Warranty description, 1 year. So we're only getting a 1 year warranty, which is kind of bleh.
That's strange, because I think the DeWalt has 3 years.
Yeah. So I don't know, it seems like it's a well-made tool though, so maybe you won't need the warranty. Who knows? Yeah, weight says 1 pound. Nuts, I say.
Or almost 2 pounds, right? It was 1.77.
Yeah, in the specs it says 1 pound, but in
That's
here
weird.
it says lightweight at 1. Maybe that's 1. Oh no, 1.77 tool only. So I don't know. I don't know what it is with the battery.
Well, what is it, Mac? They're trying to hype you up. Is it 1 pound or 2 pounds?
Right. Come on, Mac, get on your game.
At least they're better than Snap-on. They don't even give you a warranty on the battery. It says will be assessed at local
Yeah.
repair center or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure people use the battery as like a hammer, so they're like, we're not going to warranty this.
I can't say I'm not guilty of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to seat those brake pads in there a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Well, let's see if I can find this. Speaking of hammers, we'll get on a little tangent before we hop off of here, because we've been talking for about an hour now. We went over all the impact drivers.
This whole episode's been a tangent.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, to finish up the impact drivers, decide which one's for you. We went over all of them. They're all cool. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. It's just what you want to spend, what kind of performance you want.
I think the sweet range is between 50 and 100. You know, the wrenches will be a little shorter because you don't have to put that little anvil into that chuck, you know, so that's something to consider. But I don't think there's a really wrong option, you know. I mean, there is if you like buy the Bauer at Harbor Freight and you're going to be using it every day on brakes. You know, that's probably not recommended.
Right. Okay, so I saw this Wera tools, that cool German brand.
Oh man, was that a insulated ratchet? That's pretty neat.
I don't know. Oh yeah, tools for electricians. Yep, looks like it. Yeah, it was this is a cool. I'm gonna end up buying some of their stuff soon because I see it all the time. Apparently, they make one of the best torque wrenches in the entire world. I don't doubt it. The Germans are pretty nuts when it comes to stuff like that.
Pretty nuts about torquing their nuts.
I know. I like how it matches the Mercedes F1 team stuff. I wonder if Mercedes F1 uses Wera tools. I would not be surprised.
Hey, Toto, if you're listening.
Yeah. It was a ratchet. I don't know if it's under this, but it was. Oh yeah, is this it?
What is it, like a ratcheting hammer?
It's this cloth thing, and they're like, no more worrying about using like your ratchet head as a hammer. We put hammer faces on your ratchet.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's these right here. It looks like the head is removable too, which is kind of nuts. This is half-inch drive. That would make sense. I mean, that's about the only thing you can use as a hammer. But yeah, let's see if we can get a cool picture. Is that really what German technicians look like? What is he doing? He's using it as a hammer though. Oh, are these all the applications? There's your airplane. Works. You use it on boats too, and trucks, and forklifts, and oil. Here's the hammerhead. Is there an anvil on either side? That's kind of cool. Like you can cover the back. Yeah, I think that's a cool design. If a Wera truck showed up to my shop, I might buy one. I don't think they exist though. That'd be pretty cool though.
Hey, I might have a business opportunity for you.
Right. Call up the Germans. I would like to let you know how you can make lots of money in America. But yeah. So that's my tangent before the end of the episode. Let's close this thing out. We'll be back next week. I don't know what we'll talk about, but it'll be fun. Maybe we'll talk about Mac tools. Let's talk about Mac tools next week. Everybody, come back for that. We're gonna go over some cool Mac tools that you should buy, and I might end up buying too. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Michael?
Drink your school, stay in milk, don't do drugs.
Yep. Crack is whack. Don't do drugs. Stay frosty. Love your mom, love your dad, love your kids, love your wife.
And wear your damn face mask. I want airplanes to be flying again.
Yeah, put your face mask on so we can all go back to normal life. Have a good night, y'all.